Fans paid thousands, travelled miles and lined the stadium, and Messi was nowhere to be seen. The backlash, a full-blown class action lawsuit that's shaking the Whitecaps to their core. But here's the twist. The way the club handles this could change the future of football events forever. Stick around because the solution they're proposing is shocking and it might just rewrite the rules for fan experiences everywhere. We'll explain everything in this video step by step. Don't skip it. Oh, folks, you cannot make this stuff up. The Vancouver Whitecaps are finally stepping into the ring to settle a class action lawsuit, and yes, it's all because Lionel Messi decided not to show up. The world's greatest footballer, the man who makes defenders cry and goalkeepers sweat, didn't make it to the match, and now the fans who paid top dollar for the dream of seeing magic in action are coming for their justice. Imagine the scene, tickets in hand, jerseys on, chants ready to roar, and then nada. Messi, the name that sells out stadiums faster than a speeding rocket, doesn't step onto the pitch. Frustration, disappointment, and oh yes, a lawsuit that's got the city buzzing louder than a World Cup final. But hold on to your seats, because the Whitecaps aren't going down without a fight. They've been negotiating, calculating, and now finally a settlement is on the horizon. This isn't just a legal story, it's a tale of passion, of dreams dashed and hopes reignited. Fans have waited, argued, waved their banners high, and the drama, oh, it's thicker than a winter fog over BC Place. But let's be honest, when Messi's involved, even no-shows become historic headlines. Will this settlement finally soothe the fiery hearts of fans who came for a legend and got a legal battle instead? You better believe everyone's eyes are glued to this one. And here's the kicker. This saga isn't just about money. It's about pride, about loyalty, about that unshakable love for football that makes fans stand through rain, snow, and now courtroom paperwork. The Whitecaps have achieved plenty on the pitch, but off the pitch, oh, the drama is reaching fever pitch. The question on everyone's lips, will this settlement finally bring the fans the closure they deserve? Or is this just another chapter in a saga that's as unpredictable as Messi himself? Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and trust me, when football fans and Messi collide, the world can only watch in awe, laughter, and maybe a tiny bit of disbelief. The Vancouver Whitecaps are making headlines in a way few sports organisations ever want to, as they move to settle a class action lawsuit tied directly to Lionel Messi's high-profile no-show. Fans who had purchased tickets and planned for an unforgettable experience were left disappointed when the global superstar failed to step onto the pitch, and now the Whitecaps are facing the legal and financial consequences of that absence. This isn't just a story about a missed game, it's about the intersection of sports marketing, fan expectations, and the responsibilities of clubs when dealing with megastars. The lawsuit brought by fans has put the spotlight firmly on the Whitecaps management and their role in promoting events with promises that couldn't be guaranteed. It also underscores the pressures that clubs face when hosting international superstars, figures whose names alone can sell out entire stadiums, drive tourism, and create viral social media moments. Fans purchase their tickets with the belief that they would witness history, a chance to see one of the greatest footballers in the world live in action. The absence of Messi, a player whose skill and presence transcend the sport itself, has created a ripple effect that extends far beyond the stands. The settlement being negotiated now represents more than financial reimbursement. It is an acknowledgement of the emotional investment of the fans and the trust that was placed in the Whitecaps organisation. It also highlights the delicate balance clubs must maintain when marketing events with such high stakes, where a single change in plans can ignite widespread backlash. For the fans, the excitement of anticipating Messi's appearance turned into frustration and disappointment, emotions that were amplified by the global attention surrounding the visit. The Whitecaps' decision to settle the lawsuit demonstrates a proactive approach, aiming to repair relationships with their supporters while avoiding prolonged legal battles that could harm the club's reputation further. This development is also a case study in crisis management within professional sports, showing how organisations navigate unexpected challenges when dealing with global icons. Messi's absence has inevitably raised questions about accountability, communication, and the realistic expectations that can be set for events of this magnitude. It also sheds light on the broader phenomenon of fan culture, where loyalty and passion intersect with legal recourse when promises fall short. The settlement process is likely to involve careful consideration of compensation, transparency, and steps to rebuild trust, signalling to fans that their voices and concerns are being heard and addressed. Meanwhile, the media attention surrounding the case ensures that the Whitecaps' handling of the situation will be closely scrutinised, adding pressure to ensure a resolution that satisfies both legal requirements and public perception. Fans around the world are watching closely, understanding that this is not just a matter of money but a reflection of how modern football clubs must navigate the unpredictable dynamics of star power, global fandom, and the complex expectations that come with hosting once-in-a-lifetime appearances. The case has sparked discussions about contractual obligations, event guarantees, and the ways in which football organisations can protect themselves while honouring their commitments to fans, a challenge that grows exponentially when megastars are involved. The fans of the Vancouver Whitecaps have made it abundantly clear that frustration and disappointment are running at an all-time high following Lionel Messi's highly anticipated no-show. For months, supporters have been counting down the days, planning trips, arranging schedules, and purchasing tickets with the hope of witnessing one of the greatest footballers of all time perform live. Messi's reputation as a generational talent, a player whose every touch, dribble, and goal inspires awe around the world, had built expectations to near impossible levels, and when he didn't appear, those expectations collided head-on with reality. The disappointment felt by fans is not merely about missing a game. It's about missing an experience, a moment they had dreamed of sharing with friends, family, and fellow football enthusiasts. The stadium, which had been prepared to host thousands of eager spectators, became a stage of collective frustration as fans expressed their anger and confusion over what many perceive as a broken promise. Social media exploded with reactions, memes, and passionate commentary as disappointed fans took to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to voice their feelings, showing the global attention the event had garnered. For many, it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see Messi in person, a chance to create memories that could last forever, and the absence of such a legendary figure left a tangible void in the experience. The situation also highlights the high stakes of modern sports marketing, where fan expectations are amplified by hype, promotion, and the global celebrity of players like Messi. It becomes clear that football is no longer just a game, it's an experience, a cultural event, and for fans, a personal journey. The Whitecaps are now at the centre of this storm, facing not only a lawsuit but the broader challenge of addressing the emotional fallout from their supporters. Fans are demanding accountability, transparency, and recognition of the disappointment they endured, demonstrating the passion and loyalty that make football fandom so intense. Every ticket purchased represented not just money, but trust in the organisation's ability to deliver a once-in-a-lifetime experience. That trust was shaken, and the response of the club in handling the aftermath is under intense scrutiny. Yet, amidst the frustration, there is also a sense of resilience and determination from the fans themselves. Their disappointment has sparked conversations about fairness, communication, and the responsibilities of both clubs and players when promoting major events. It's a reminder that football is more than the 90 minutes on the pitch. It's a connection between players, teams, and supporters, a bond that can be strengthened or strained depending on how situations like this are handled. The fans' reaction serves as a powerful statement about the importance of respecting their dedication, their financial investment, and their emotional commitment. Their voices are a driving force, not just in the narrative of this event, but in shaping the way clubs approach future appearances of global stars, ensuring that excitement, preparation, and expectations are carefully managed and honoured, because when Messi's involved, the eyes of the world and the hearts of fans are always watching. The settlement between the Vancouver Whitecaps and their fans highlights a striking clash between superstar hype and fan expectations, a tension that has become increasingly common in modern sports. When Lionel Messi's name was announced as part of the event, excitement and anticipation reached fever pitch, not only among local supporters, but across the globe. Fans imagined themselves witnessing historic moments, watching the magic of Messi unfold right before their eyes and sharing stories that would be told for a lifetime. The sheer magnitude of expectations created by Messi's presence placed immense pressure on the Whitecaps to deliver, a challenge that is uniquely complicated when dealing with a player whose reputation precedes him and whose schedule is tightly controlled. The hype surrounding Messi is built on years of unparalleled achievements, mesmerising skills, and a status that elevates football into a spectacle that transcends borders, languages, and cultures. However, this very hype can create a fragile environment where any deviation from expectation, whether it's a last-minute cancellation, a change in timing, or an absence from the event, can trigger disappointment on a massive scale. For fans, the gap between expectation and reality became painfully clear when Messi did not appear, resulting in a wave of frustration and a sense of betrayal that only amplified the impact of the situation. This clash underscores how the modern football experience is no longer confined to the pitch. It now encompasses fan engagement, marketing strategies, and the creation of unforgettable moments, all of which hinge on the promise of star power. The Whitecaps' efforts to settle the lawsuit reflect an understanding that fan satisfaction is integral to the club's reputation and long-term success. It demonstrates that delivering experiences with megastars is as much about managing expectations as it is about managing logistics, and that a failure to meet either can result in tangible consequences, including legal action. Fans expect transparency, accountability, and a genuine effort to honour the excitement that led them to invest in tickets, travel, and anticipation. The settlement also brings into focus the emotional and cultural stakes involved in such events. Messi is more than a player. He's an icon whose presence carries symbolic weight, representing dreams, inspiration, and the pinnacle of footballing achievement. When those dreams are interrupted, even unintentionally, fans respond with intensity, proving that their connection to football is deeply personal and emotionally invested. The scenario raises important questions about the balance between promotion and delivery, between the allure of global superstars and the practical realities of organising events. Clubs must navigate this landscape carefully, recognising that the expectations of a devoted fan base are not merely financial. They are tied to passion, loyalty, and the desire to be part of something extraordinary. In this case, the Whitecaps are learning firsthand that managing the collision between hype and expectation requires sensitivity, negotiation, and a commitment to making amends, demonstrating that in modern football, fan trust is just as valuable as on-field success. The drama surrounding the Whitecaps and the Lionel Messi no-show underscores the deep passion and loyalty of football supporters, highlighting just how emotionally invested fans are in the game and in the stars who define it. Football fans don't simply attend matches, they live for them, planning months in advance, arranging travel and immersing themselves in every detail of the experience, from jerseys and banners to chants and pre-game rituals. When a player of Messi's caliber is involved, that emotional investment reaches an entirely different level, transforming a regular event into a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The Whitecap situation illustrates the delicate balance clubs must maintain when managing these high-stakes expectations. Messi's absence didn't just affect ticket holders, it reverberated across social media, sports news outlets, and international fan communities, amplifying frustration and disappointment far beyond the stadium walls. Fans' reactions ranged from bewilderment to anger, as many had travelled long distances or spent significant sums of money for the chance to witness greatness in action. Their loyalty, however, didn't vanish. It simply demanded acknowledgement and restitution, demonstrating that true fan dedication is not transactional. It's emotional, personal, and enduring. The settlement being negotiated by the Whitecaps is a recognition of that passion, a way of validating fans' feelings and addressing the gap between expectation and reality. It also sends a message about the power of the modern fan base, which can influence decisions, drive media narratives, and hold organisations accountable for how events are managed. Fans are not passive observers. They are active participants in the culture of football, shaping perceptions and experiences with their voices, reactions, and engagement. The situation also sheds light on the broader significance of star power in sports, illustrating how the presence or absence of a single player can transform the emotional landscape of an event. Messi is not just a footballer, he is a symbol of excellence, inspiration, and dreams realised, and missing an opportunity to see him play is felt deeply by fans who idolise him. The Whitecaps' response to this challenge will have long-term implications, not only in terms of legal resolution, but also in rebuilding trust, credibility, and connection with their supporters. This scenario exemplifies the complexity of modern football fandom, where emotional stakes are intertwined with financial commitments and cultural significance. Every chant, every cheer, and every ticket purchased reflects a deep-seated commitment to the sport and the players who make it extraordinary. Fans' passion can be a club's greatest asset, but it also demands respect, care, and responsiveness when things go awry. In this case, the Whitecaps are navigating a high-pressure environment where the expectations of thousands of devoted supporters collide with unforeseen circumstances, highlighting that football is about far more than goals and victories. It's about relationships, trust, and shared experiences that resonate on a profoundly personal level. The handling of this situation will be remembered as much for how the club honours the loyalty of its fans as for the legal settlement itself, illustrating that the heart of football lies in the unwavering dedication of those who cheer, hope, and live for the game every single day. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe.